So now we're going to talk a little bit about protected classes. This pertains to equal opportunity. I'll list, of course this is not a fully comprehensive list, but these are ones that you are the most likely to come across. Most common are, of course, race. You can't discriminate against someone because of their race. Nor, on a similar note, can you discriminate against them based on their color. Okay. Another one is, of course, religion. Can't discriminate against people simply because of which God or no God that they believe in. Also not national origin. Can't discriminate against people based on national origin, where they came from or where they're born. You cannot discriminate against people based on age. This is a tough one because age discrimination is still very prevalent. A lot of companies do not wish to hire older workers because they think that they're more expensive, which typically they may be, but also they have this attitude that people who are older can't use technology, they're not willing to learn new techniques or methods. You know, that kind of old dog can't learn new tricks kind of thing. But age discrimination is one that is also very rampant that people don't think of. Can't discriminate against someone based on sex or gender. And a corollary to that is you cannot discriminate based on pregnancy. And if someone's pregnant, you cannot not hire them simply because they are pregnant. And furthermore, during an interview, you can't ask questions like, are you going to be pregnant soon? Are you going to have a child soon? You know, think in your back of your mind, wow, I don't want to have to hire her because eventually she'll have to have a kid and then she'll have to take time off from work. That's not okay either. By the way, these are questions, you can't ask questions about any of these things I'm talking about in an interview. Okay? You can't say, well, where were you born? No, even if you're just being friendly chit-chat. I can't believe I'm having to say this, but you certainly can't say things like, how old are you? What church do you go to on Sunday? You know, none of that kind of stuff. Not allowed. Okay? Not supposed to discriminate against people based on citizenship. Don't ask them what kind of passport they hold. Also can't discriminate based on family status. Can't say I only want to hire a father or a single person. Okay? Obviously can't discriminate based on sexual orientation. Okay? Can't discriminate based on disability. Can't say I refuse to not hire somebody based exclusively on the fact they have a disability. And by the way, HIV status is considered or having HIV or AIDS is considered a disability. So they're not always visible disabilities. Veteran status, so you can't refuse to hire veterans. Though I'm sure this is still very much a problem, at least from my own personal experience. I know how hard it was getting back into the workforce after I got out of the service. And genetic information. This is still a relatively new one. So you can't, if you look at someone's DNA and say they have a preponderance to get cancer or something like that, you can't refuse to hire them based on that. Now, there are exceptions to this, what we call a bona fide occupational qualification, BFOQ. Okay. So, let me give an example. Sometimes, being a member or not being a member of a certain protected group is considered near and dear to the mission of that organization, so therefore discrimination can be justified. So, I know one example that was here in California a couple of years ago where someone felt he was being discriminated against on the basis of gender, national origin, and race. It was a man who wanted to be a server in a Thai restaurant, and the owner would not let him work as a server in that restaurant. He told him he could only be a dishwasher. He sued that Thai restaurant. The Thai restaurant owner, however, was protected because he said he was trying to give the authentic Thai restaurant experience, because I guess in Thailand, normally it's women servers and Thai women servers in the front of house, and this guy was an American male, so he didn't want him working in the front of the restaurant. Another example would be, let's say, for example, if you wish to work as a rabbi in a synagogue, you probably need to be Jewish to be a rabbi. Same thing if you wish to be a Catholic priest, you probably need to be Catholic for that job description. Okay. Let's see if I can find some others. Of course, you see this in acting all the time, because I'm here in Los Angeles, that's why I'm talking about it. You'll see all these casting calls come out and they'll say, well, we're looking for an African-American male, 6 feet, ages 20 to 25, who's a member of a family and doesn't bring his wife and kids along for a modeling shoot. Well, that's exactly what they want for that modeling shoot, so they're able to get away with that. There's a couple more. Citizenship. There's a lot of positions that are high level in the federal government that require a security clearance. You cannot get a security clearance unless you are an American citizen. Also in federal employment, there's a lot of jobs that require you to have certain specialized military training, and also you get typically veterans preference in federal employment. So those are some kind of examples where BFOQ can come into place. But hopefully you kind of get the idea. If it's near and dear to the mission of that organization, or it's considered an essential qualification, then you can actually, I don't know if I would use the word, you can discriminate, but there are ways that you can specify what kinds of people you would like in certain kinds of positions. So in our next video, we're going to talk about the history of the civil rights movement. I'll see you then.